My name is Patricia Stock. I'm the CEO of SAICA, which is the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants, which has membership and associates combined of just over 60,000. So SAICA, a lot of people, they don't know that we actually have three designations, which is Chartered Accountants, which is a great majority of our members. And we also have Associate General Accountants of South Africa and accounting technicians as well. So we actually serve the entire ecosystem of the financial function or finance functions rather, both in public and private sector. So the purpose of our existence really is to ensure that we enable our members, to become or remain as well socially and economically relevant in every sphere, of both public and private sector that they are serving. But then also all that we do with our member is to ensure that we serve the public interest. We do what we do for the public good, and we ensure that we don't just only focus on the global impact that we are making, but put South Africa first in everything that we do. That's a reason for our existence. So my background, I've got an interesting background, Chantel. So my background, I started off my articles in the Auditor General of South Africa's office. What an awesome time, and I cannot trade it off for anything else because the kind of experience that I got in the AG's office was truly amazing. I did work in government departments, municipalities, public entities, and SOEs as well, included as well. And SOEs gives you the best of both worlds, in a sense that you get to do work that you generally do in a private sector setup where you audit IFRS and you've got complex compliance issues to deal with. So it was truly an amazing time in a green organization, from bringing a trainee accountant to being a senior manager. And in there, I moved over to BDO, where I was a partner for 3 years in BDO, and I was given the responsibility to be their head of transformation, where I started off their transformation journey from setting strategies to implementing it across the group of companies in BDO as well. It's an experience that I truly, truly, hold dearly close to my heart, because transformation work, you're doing that direct impact work, not just in an organization, but also in communities that we're supporting, as part of our socioeconomic development and ESD programs that BDO was running. So it was really amazing. And seeing BDO where it is today, you can see that the foundation was actually solid in terms of what the leadership built on, in terms of their transformation journey. And 3 years later, then my entrepreneurship quest and my passion for people development was calling me. Then I joined, or rather, actually not joined, I started off a firm. It started off as Africa Rising Advisory Services, very passionate about Africa development as well. But a year later, I realized that we needed to scale up, and we matched with other smaller firms, and we became fast track later on because we also got associated with a global firm. Then we became MGI, which is currently a medium-sized firm, that's got branches in different provinces in South Africa. And then that is part of an MGI Worldwide, which is a global network of firms. So my journey has been the one that has been, having a mix of experiences across the journey. But then also, I also volunteered to serve in NPOs, which is where I started off my non-executive expertise. So then I then grew in various roles that I got an opportunity to serve on, both in public and private sector. And my area of expertise really built on audit committee, and I chaired quite a number of audit committees as well. And then I also then became a chartered director, member of the IODSA of South Africa. But I'm very passionate about, sustainable development. So sustainability very close to my heart. So in the journey, I also started on to build on, my ESG expertise and knowledge in the journey. And that's a very broad area as well. I can safely say social and governance is my expertise. Environmental is an area where one is embracing collaboration, because we understand that, especially as a profession, that we have to work with other professions to be able to serve our country and the broader profession as well, with respect to sustainability, focus areas as well, with respect to advisory, assurance, and reporting, side of things. So it's been a wonderful journey, but my introduction is never complete if I don't tell you that I'm a Christian, I'm a wife, and I'm a mother of four amazing kids. Such a blessing, and I'm blessed with awesome friends and good mentors and coaches, that have helped me along this journey. So all the successes that I have, I didn't get to this point if, by myself. It was not for the support that I have from with my family, immediate family, my siblings and parents, and it's been a community journey, to be honest with you, Chantel. So yeah, deeply grateful for what I can do, what I do currently. And as I said, SAICA is a global firm, rather it's a global professional body, because about 20% of our members are actually based in countries outside of South Africa, and they're doing great work in different sectors. So, which means that we have to be globally relevant in everything that we do. So, it's really such an amazing experience and opportunity that I have. Yes, what we've seen as a broader profession is that the public sector is still a challenge to get more professionals to choose to work in the public sector. But I'm saying to get more professionals because we do have professionals in the public sector, and we have seen and we see those that are doing great and amazing work, and even our own members that are having, senior roles such as, the CEO and the CFOs of some of the public entities. So we cannot say there is no professionalization or professionals at all, but there is great room for us to grow in terms of getting more and more professionals in the public sector. And what it requires for us to attain that dream that we have for public sector, it needs an enabling environment. And firstly, obviously, the political will and support, which we are now seeing coming from government and especially the GNU currently, and then also the focus now on professionalization, which is an agenda of government currently. So it's actually encouraging to see that there is a recognition and a need, to see that even more. But we know that, I mean, it's as we have seen as well with the state capture inquiry, when you hear the stories, it's the stories of, the level of corruption that is happening. And you can imagine our members are holding those key functions, whether it's, in the CFO role or any other function in finance or procurement. So being an environment whereby, the whistleblowers get protected, it's so key as well to get more professionals to come or go to the public sector and choose to be in the public sector, because we all want to make a difference. And there's quite a good number of our members that really want to make a difference in the public sector. So the protection of whistleblowers is very key, and also making sure that those that are charged with governance, that they drive an ethical, business in whether it's a department, whether it's a public entity, to ensure that they enforce ethical conduct across the whole business as well, and encourage that and embrace that, and so that there is transparency in reporting, but also holding those that do wrong accountable. Because if others stand for the good and then those who do wrong are not held to account, it then discourages those who want to be in the system to do good, not to stay. So there's quite a number of things that needs to change, but I'm encouraged by the fact that, I mean, if you look at, for example, the Auditor General, and I have a privilege of having worked there, you get exposed to quite a number of areas of the public sector, but you also get to see that what are the things that are working, what are the things that are an opportunity for us as a country, to be able to improve so that we can get better service delivery, which ultimately has an impact, right, on our economic development as well. So the public sector and the private sector partnership is so important and key as well. So there's quite a number of things, but even for us, we want to ensure that we continuously support our members that are in the public sector, so that they can always have the right competencies, get the right support. If they're whistleblowers, we partner with the whistleblower house, that they can also get the right support and the protection that they need, to the extent that we can give them the support, because we cannot give, foolproof support, to our members. But we are hopeful. We are hopeful. We think and believe that things are changing in the public sector. Is it a short-term thing? No, it's going to take some time, but it requires a collective effort and determination to do the right thing. So SAICA, we definitely collaborate with the public sector, with our government, because we believe that you cannot be part of the solution when you're outside of the system. So what we do is firstly on the education. So we follow an approach that we call from cradle to career. So cradle is from the pipeline stages when we look at the basic education, because we want to solve for the issues of mathematics, the decline in the number of learners that are taking straight maths, and the learners that are taking accounting. So, and those are two critical subjects for our profession. So we directly partner with the Department of Education in collaboration with other institutions such as South African Maths Foundation and other firms and other organizations that are determined to ensure that we address the challenges around mathematics. We do camps as well. And the camps, amazing is that we partner with a public entity rather, and that is FACET, which is our sectoral education and training authority. And FACET has been amazing, especially with the school projects that we've been doing, the camps. They've been supporting, they've been there on the ground. So it's not just provide the money and not be part of the activity. So they've been amazing, in that journey, because we all understand that as much as we say the accountancy, field, it's a scarce skill, we need to address that from the cradle phase. So the support is coming directly from government. And as far as does fund our programs with respect to funding students that want to take the become accounting route so that they can even become chartered accountants. However, we still have a shortage of funding when it comes to funding the postgrad student. However, we're grateful for the funding that we're getting from NSFAS as well. When it comes to higher education, because there's quite a number of universities that are accredited to provide our programs. So what we then do there, we also ensure that we stay close to the Department of Higher Education as well, and the entities that fall under Department of Higher Education. SAICA, we do have frequent engagements with them so that we understand what are the priorities that we need to also ensure that we focus on, because we're part of the solution of ensuring that we address the scarce skills in the accountancy profession. So the call to our community for us, we then are saying, especially, remember we've got more than 60,000 of our members that are part of the community that we're talking about. So we say, let us ensure that we are all, committed to making a difference in areas where we find ourselves. For example, in the schools, I always say probably a good number of our members are parents, if not some are even grandparents. So in the schools that the schools ecosystem that you're part of, be involved, spread the word about the accountancy profession, ensure that there's clarity of what accountants do, because we always say the work that we do is beyond the numbers. It's about the difference that we make in various communities, sectors that we are serving, as I said, both public and private sector. So it's important to ensure that it's not only dependent on institutions to provide solutions, but even us as individuals, whatever means that we have, to provide some kind of access. And access starts with awareness as well, making sure that learners are aware of what are the opportunities that are available in the accounting field and what is it that accountants are doing. For example, now the shift to sustainability. Sustainability is non-financial focus. As much as we need to account for sustainability, because for you to get sustainability practices in an organization, you have to invest some financial capital towards that. However, it needs strategic thinking. It needs someone that's able to, bring the different priorities of the business together, but also ensure that the business embeds sustainability across. And we're seeing that our members are also doing more and more of those functions, which is purely outside of the numbers. So there is also great work to make sure that every learner, every student, when they think about accountancy profession, they must not think, oh, I'm just gonna be balancing the books, that it's definitely far more beyond that. So it takes a community definitely, to build anything, even to raise a child, and even that's there. We're saying the child that aspires to make a difference as an accountant, it will take us as a collective of a community, to make sure that we give that child a reasonable chance to realize the dream that they have of becoming a chartered accountant one day or an AGA, because we all have a role to play. And that's why SAICA has got 3 designations, right? Because we know that for a finance function to thrive, you need people to do transactional work. You need people to manage the team. You need someone to be strategic to drive the financial strategic aspect of the business. So that's why we have all this designation, because they all come together at the end of the day in supporting each other for the success of the organizations. So yeah, that's my call to the community as well. Yeah.